Hey guys, what's up? xMovingTarget here, and now it's actually time to show you what I am up to with the Dragonknight. I just didn't make the video earlier because I thought I'm like so far behind on CP. As you see here, I have 281 right now that I can't really show you any good DPS numbers and stuff. So because I'm just behind like every other good DK I know from my guild is like so far ahead on the DPS. They go like 2-3k ahead of me because of CP, and I don't know. That's why I kind of struggled with this video, because my DPS is like behind and stuff, but whatever, I just make it anyway now. Update 7 is so close to being on the live servers now. It's like 2 more weeks, and I just want to share with you what I'm doing right now on the Dragonknight. And I also have a good serpent video later for you after this. I'll make it short so it's not 40 minutes again. Wink wink. So okay guys, let's start with the gear set, right? We have a Vulcan helmet and Vulcan shoulders. The helmet I have in medium and the shoulders in heavy. Both impenetrable, doesn't matter. It would be better to have this in divines and this in infused, but you know that already. I just didn't got any better yet, so still not got any better yet. But yeah, it's Magicka. All of the gear here is Magicka. So we got the helmet and the shoulder, the chest. I got shirt of Torok's Pact. And for the 2-piece bonus, I just got the stuffs as well, but we talk about the weapons later. So this, and then I have 4 pieces of martial knowledge. Why not Sun? Because I don't know. Sun just gave me like worse DPS numbers all the time when I tried it, and it's just not worth it. I'd rather have the 177 more spell damage. Even, wow, it's 6 more on 1. So yeah, I'd rather have the martial because it gives like more spell damage overall, and it just gave me far better results whatever I did. So that's why martial knowledge. 2 pieces of Cyrodiil Slide for the jewelry, just the rings. One of the rings is with reduced cost of spells by 200. And the other one is with spell damage, and then I just got a random necklace. You can basically use whatever here as long as it gives Magicka. This is probably better to have in legendary, but I rather just sold the stuff because I'm always in poverty. As you see, like here I have 15,500. That's like what all my character have. I'm so in poverty, it's ridiculous. But that's okay with me. I'm fine. If you want to donate me gold, do it. If not, I'm fine with it as well. This if you want to help me out of poverty. I don't mind, but I won't force you. I won't. So let's go with the weapons now, right? Oh, when we talk about the guild tablet, no, the guild tablet doesn't matter at all. The weapons, both Inferno stuffs, Torok's Pact. The first one for my single target is a Nirnhound one. Why Nirnhound? Nirnhound just bypasses so much spell resistance, and it increases your DPS by a good bunch, so it's totally worth it. Poison damage, because of when I have a flame glyph here. The flame just gives a one-time proc, and then it applies the burning dot, the burning effect. And the burning effect you already get from your light attacks, from the stuff. And I think some of your dots do it as well. So that wouldn't help you much. So I rather just took poison, because poison is straight up the same kind of damage. Just a different source, basically. It's poison instead of flame, but it doesn't really matter that much. And I think it also adds like a little poison dot. Not much, but tiny. And then for AoE, I got a precise stuff. There's more mobs. The crit, you benefit more from a precise on AoE than on with Nirnhound, and it's quite good. And this one has the flame damage on it, just because of AoE, and It doesn't matter actually. You can take whatever. But that's pretty much it for the gear. Let's go for the skills real quick. Molten Whip instead of Force Pulse and stuff, because Molten Whip is awesome. It's like punishing. You know, that's like my earliest version of a whip build. Right after the Fire Spitter was actually the Punisher. I wanted to release it as a video, but then I was like, now why? It's just like the same kind of thing as the Fire Spitter. I just changed the Molten Whip basically and a little bit of layout, so it didn't really matter that much. And I didn't thought that it's worth doing a full video on it, but this one actually is. So yes, Whip. Then Burning Embers as always. Engulfing Flames as always. 10% additional damage from flame attacks plus a little dot, so why not? Inner Light and Inferno. Now I can tell you a little story about Inferno. Basically, Inferno doesn't really give you a benefit when you already have Inner Light in your bar, right? Because it gives like the same crit buff, so you don't get any more crit from this than when you have this enabled. But actually, this gives I have this for the crit basically and the 5%. And this one is it gives like a little dot on top of what it does. It's basically just a passive dot that just burns. It's quite okay. It's like 1 to 2k DPS in a longer fight, so even in a shorter. That's pretty good. I mean, it's nothing that you wanna pass on. I don't really have anything else that I could use instead on the Dragonknight. And moving you noob, why isn't it not morphed? Because Inferno is bugged. Inferno gives you 20% crit instead of 10. So basically Inner Light is only for the 5% more Magicka, and 5% more Magicka helps out a lot with DPS. Let me just put this here so people can, yeah, whatever. I just said welcome to a guy in a raiding guild. I am kind of an officer. So Inferno is bugged. The other ones in theory have the same bug, but it doesn't apply as the non-morphed version. Every morph of Inferno or Inferno itself in the character sheet shows you 20% critical. But the morphs don't give you 20% critical. The unmorphed one actually does, or it did a long while. I think it still does, but I mean, I have it still there. There's nothing else really that you could use and benefit from anything, because actually it's also buffed from the Molten Whip. While slotted, the damage of Ardent Flame abilities is increased by 101. So yeah, but the unmorphed version actually gives you 20%, and the morphed ones didn't, or doesn't. And the morphed ones doesn't make sense anyway. Adds weapon critical strike rating for a Magicka user. Oh, it doesn't help at all. Gain Magicka when you kill enemies. With when the fireball kills an enemy. Well, it could help, but it's just 112 Magicka and the damage is quite low from this, so it's very rare that you actually kill something with it. And I'd rather have 20% crit instead of 10. So if you don't understand that, what I'm talking about, saying right now about this ability, or any questions in general, comment section, just let me know. Shooting Star in my first bar as ultimate. It basically, this is when you need ultimate real quick, but you don't have 250. You only get like 200. Then you use this. Otherwise, just leave it. This basically gives you just more Magicka due to the Mage Guild passive that gives you Magicka while you have an ability slotted. And then second bar, aka AoE bar, Eruption, pretty much as always. Then the Firing, pretty much as always. And this is basically a slot that you can choose stuff yourself, whatever you prefer. Right now I am using the Scalding Rune here. It does quite a good amount of damage on a single target. The initial hit is quite good, and it adds a dot. The dot is not that strong though. This ability gives like, in a fight that's like 3-4 minutes long, this ability will give you like 500 to 1k DPS, which is basically kinda nothing. But there's not really much else that you could possibly put in there, besides maybe Molten Armaments. But with the next patch, I mean update 7 as the next patch, with that, this thing gets nerfed quite a lot. So yeah, maybe better to use something else instead. But this is basically, you can swap this. This is like, either you use Scalding Rune, or if you prefer Molten Armaments for that extra execute damage, you can put that in as well. Or situational, you can put the chains in there if you need it for some trials to chain mobs to the group or stuff like that. Or whatever, Dark Talons, you can put in there whatever you like. Basically, this is completely changeable. And then the two toggles again, if you don't want to retoggle when you swap your bars, that's just shit. And then Standard of Might. This is your main ultimate that you want to use every time you have it available. Unless you need ultimate quickly, because like the boss is dead and you want to raise the DPS a little bit more, and you are on your first bar and you only have like 200, and you can't wait until you have 250, just pop this and bam. But otherwise, just Standard of Might. But that's basically it. Some other videos someone said about the passives and stuff. I can tell you that as well. Just get everything in class, basically every single passive that you have. You have enough skill points anyway. If you're not a lazy bastard as me with my 146 on this character. Basically get all of the passives from destruction stuff, everything. Armor, light armor, all medium armor. I only have this because this is the most important. I only wear one piece anyway. The rest doesn't really apply to me that much. This is just my movement speed while sprint, and the stamina cost of dodge roll 4%. Why not? Heavy armor, some stuff you use one piece of heavy armor anyway. So these three are the ones that you wanna grab. And then in légèrement, as I like to call it, because it just looks French, doesn't it? Doesn't matter, whatever. This has nothing to do with your character's power. Basically, it's just for funsies and shits and giggles. Here in Soul Magic, you can actually put points here. This can save you a soul gem every now and then. I am Werewolf, but level 1. I didn't do anything here. I just wanted to use it when I tried some stamina, and this gives you actually like 15% more stamina regeneration. So guild, Fighters Guild, nothing here is really important. Just grab all this stuff. Bounty Hunter, if you are PvPer as well, you can do that. It gives you some quests in Cyrodiil that you can do. It's PvE quests though. Mage Guild, get everything here. Spell Symmetry, you don't really need it that much anymore, but you can put it here as well if you in dire need and you have like a lot less CP than I have, and I am really at the low end of CPs. Undaunted, the passives are important. The rest here is not that important for you as a DK DPS. Alliance War, well, Magicka Detonation. If you PvP'd a bit and you have enough skill levels here to grab the Magicka Detonation, that would be a pretty good thing. You want to grab this, put it in here, and morph this to Proximity Detonation, and that thing does a shit ton of damage in big AoE. It's ridiculous. So if you can, grab this for AoE and use it here, this slot. Support, blah blah blah, nothing really important. You can maybe get Purge in there for the Magicka bump at the Serpent to get rid of your Magicka, but that's pretty much it. Racials, I mean, everybody uses their racials anyway, so just pop this up as much as you can. All the points in here. And crafting doesn't really matter that much, but provisioning, it's like this this one here, gourmand, whatever it's pronounced. This helps with your buff food, it lasts longer, and then in alchemy, same this here, medicinal use. So you have not much downtime on your potions. And the Panacea of Detection is pretty much the one that you want to go for. Gives you major sorcery, because we don't have this other thing anymore. Where is it? Shit. You don't have you don't use entropy anymore for the Magicka buff. Just use pots instead. It's good enough. This one here, major sorcery and Magicka, because this one, when you use this, it gives you instant. You just press it and you can use it in between an ability and it doesn't delay anything like the usual spell power pots do. Buggy piece of shit. I'm sorry for saying it like that, but it is a piece of shit. Right, CP and then we're done. I know. Talked too long already. I'm trying to wrap it up. Spell shield, I want to get this up to 20 points. That's good enough. And then here, Hardy at least 27, so you are straight up on 10%. Then I got 1 point here in light armor, because why not? It's a little bit more armor and it certainly helps in some situations. Elemental Defender, 38. This is like the highest priority actually, to get this up. Because there's so much elemental damage in this game. Ridiculous. But the Lord, nothing here. And then in the tower, bump like as much points as you can into the Magician. That helps you a lot with your stamina. The fuck? With your Magicka sustain. As you saw, I only have one cost reduction glyph on, and I don't use any spell symmetry, and I don't have any issues at all, nowhere. I always have Magicka. And in case you really need it, just one full heavy attack and you're good to go again. Here in the Lover, you want at least like 30 points in wherever. You can put it in Tenacity or in Healthy. It doesn't really matter. I've used it in Magicka Recovery, 30 points just because of Synergizer. So you get the Synergizer thing, grants 2 ultimate anytime you activate a synergy. It's quite good. It's basically all that's good in here. I mean, you can bump this up as well when you have more CPs than I have. Sure, go ahead, bump this to 100. And then Sprinter, Arcanist, whatever, but that's just the basics that I'm going for. Shadow, nothing, because this basically only helps really with PvP. And I don't really PvP in this game that much. I'm planning on doing more PvP when IC is out, because that's actually pretty fun. Wrecked so much nerds on the PTS, it was funny. With the Jules. I like Jules, Jules is a funny girl. Alright, here. This is your main thing in the blue one. In the Apprentice, bump as much points as you can in Elemental Expert. So you have 100 here as quick as possible, because this is like a huge deal for the Dragonknight. It increases your flame damage by 25% on 100 points. It's quite ridiculous. And if you have this on 100, you can go for Elfborn right away. Right after this, bump Elfborn, bump it up. And 1 point in Spell Erosion is good enough. It doesn't hurt too. So yeah, that's pretty much this. And I have 1 point in Staff Expert as well, because we weave in so many medium attacks. It certainly helps. If you have more points overall, if you have like 400 points or whatever, just put like 100 points here. then like 25 points here, or maybe 30, and like 10 points here, or 27 or whatever. And that's basically it for my champion system. And that's pretty much it. Well, let me bump this up. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. I rolled from that stuff. I didn't mean it. Whatever, there's one more thing. The stats, right? Maximum Magicka, 37,000. I'm running the mage here, by the way. The Mage Mundus. And the apprentice. I tell you why I have two in a second. But I would stick with the mage, basically. So 37.4k Magicka, 17,200 blah 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 health. That's good enough. This is quite okay. You don't need more than this. Not at all. Magicka recovery by 709 is also quite okay. Spell damage 2074, but I think I have offensive scroll bonus, so it's 5% more. And 52% crit. Do we have any critical from here? No. Yeah, 52 is basically my base critical. Spell resistance close to 18k, and doesn't really matter. Oh, by the way, I have this with blue buff. 62 points in Magicka as well. The story about this, you know, there is a bug around on this on live right now since update 6, maybe longer, I don't know. I just found out about this like 2 weeks ago, and I made a video for Zenimax and reproduced this bug. But I can't get rid of them. Update 7 will fix this. Same as the 220% crit from Inferno. But this will be fixed and not be possible anymore in update 7, which is good. So I can't get rid of it. And I hope I will get rid of it. But for you, just use the mage. You use the mage and that's good enough, basically. Or use the apprentice, or use the shadow. It's all these 3 stones are really close together when it comes to DPS right now. Update 7 will be a little different, but for now, probably just go for the mage, honestly. And I'm good with that. But so that's basically it. Guys, if you have any questions or suggestions or whatever, use the comment section below. Just let me know. If you like this video, like the video. If you dislike this video, dislike the video. But if you dislike the video, let me know why you dislike it, so I can probably maybe make it better next time. And if you really liked it and you want to see more, just drop a subscription and you will get every video in your sub page on YouTube, your sub box, and it would also make me very happy. But that's pretty much it, and I leave you now with the fight on the Serpent. It was 20k overall DPS in Sanctum Ophidia Serpent hard mode, and I wish you fun with that, and I hope to see you around next time.